Welcome back to the Cap Builder Talk radio show with your host, Mark Parham. Real talk with real people, talking about real issues facing small business and our community today.
Hey, this is Mark Parham, and I'm back, Cap Builder Talk. Before I bring Mr. Browne on, I want to talk about, you hear me say a lot of times about the Entrepreneurship Center of Atlanta. We do a lot of events. But the Entrepreneurship Center is a national program set forth by the National Urban League. It's about entrepreneurship and business development. It provides minority businesses with financial investment, technical training, and corporate relationships to create economic opportunities that ensure long-term growth. Some of the initiatives of the program, we're really trying to get small and mid-sized businesses because they're the best creators of new wealth in America. There's been a real growth of minority-owned businesses, and with that happening, the Urban League has taken it upon themselves to, I think there are 13 entrepreneurship centers throughout the United States to have training programs, that can help. So with that said, I'm sure Mr. Browne can help me tell a little bit more about this story, but I'm going to welcome him to the show this evening. Brother Browne, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. Can you hear me okay, Mark?
Yeah, I can hear you fantastic, man.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you for doing everything that you do to help promote small business, especially in low-income communities, which is what we do.
That's right. So why don't you introduce yourself, man? I know I got your bio here. I don't want to read everything, but so I'll let you introduce the stuff you want, and the stuff you leave out I think needs to happen, I'll say. How about that?
Okay, fair enough. So I'm not going to go through my whole background, but my name is Dino Browne. I'm the executive director of the Las Vegas Urban League Entrepreneurship Center and Financial Empowerment Center. So I can't even talk. The Entrepreneurship Center, as Mark was saying, we are basically charged with helping individuals trying to start a new business get started. We provide business education, business training, and real-time consulting services to existing small businesses looking to grow and improve their profitability. I'm also the head of the Financial Empowerment Center, which I'm so happy to hear the last guest you had talk about credit. So the Financial Empowerment Center is really around educating individuals in low-income communities that money is not just green pieces of paper. How do you have money make money for yourselves, and how do you plan for your future? Those are extremely important things. My background is small business and large business strategy consulting. I come from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I have a bachelor's and master's from there, and my president CEO brought me in and said, "Hey, Dino, we could use your help." And so that's what brought me out here, and I'm loving everything that I do. And there's nothing more gratifying than having a position that allows you to help individuals that you and that you enjoy.
Yeah, I tell you. So you did leave a few things out, so I'm glad we can go back to this because you're not able to do this just because you can, but you're a business owner yourself. I mean,
yes, I am.
Yeah, and so let's talk about that for a minute, like your backstory, your aha moment. Why did you decide to go into business for yourself?
Great question, Mark, and I'll go ahead and jump into that. So when I came out of MIT, I went into a very popular industry, which is strategy consulting, which is helping big organizations. Some of my past clients are like Pepsi and Goodyear and Corning. And after doing that for like 15 years, I said, you know what? One of the great things that you learn in industry is that you learn how not to do things. So I said, you know what? I can do this for myself. And so I started my own small business consulting firm. And in doing that, you look, again, like many small business owners, you learn a lot of what to do and what not to do. So that's actually what got me into this space, if you will. So I went from the private sector to the public sector, which is more nonprofit, more just giving help to individuals who wouldn't have help otherwise. And that is what really drives me, if you will.
Well, and it's great because you're taking the knowledge and experience that you gained, and now you're using it to help other people.
Exactly, exactly right.
And I should say knowledge and experience you're still gaining, because
exactly. And you know what? But Mark, you're so spot on, because when you're a small business owner, you have to realize that the best business owners, the ones that have the most longevity, are the ones that understand that they still have things to learn. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know it all. Many small business owners are what I call best-in-class practitioners. They're the best-in-class chef, or the best-in-class auto mechanic, or the best-in-class, car salesman that beg, borrow, and steal to start their own businesses, right? Usually with family money, and then they'll grow their businesses to, $1, $2, maybe $3 million, but then they start to lose money, and that's when they realize, you know what, I still have a lot to learn. So the purpose of the Entrepreneurship Center is to really provide education. In the last 2 years, Mark, we've started 55 small businesses in Las Vegas. 50 of which are still open, right? So now you may ask, why are only 50 still open? Because you need to continue the education. A lot of small businesses start by people just jumping out there and saying, I can do this. But you know what? If you're a great chef, you have no idea how to do your business taxes. You have no idea how to understand your financials. You can't articulate or communicate, to potential investors how you're going to grow that business. So, the Entrepreneurship Center is a place to come back. I'm sorry. I get very passionate about what it is that we do, because I have so many individuals who really have the right to be out in business, but they are not exhausting all of the resources that exist to have them out there in a sustainable fashion, if you will.
So describe the programs, like every entrepreneurship center has, specialties and things like that. So describe what a person that comes to the Las Vegas Entrepreneurship Center will receive. What do you do for them there?
Sure. No, great question. And it's a little different because as you said earlier in the program, there are 13 entrepreneurship centers in many major, metropolises or metropoli, if you will, in the United States. You in Atlanta, you have one of the oldest ones and one of the most established ones, but the model's a little different. In many of the major cities, the clientele is maybe 60% existing small business versus 40% new startups. In Las Vegas, it's a lot different. It's maybe 80% new startups and maybe 20% small business. So a lot of the work that we do is helping individuals get education on, business licensing, business taxes, how to write a business plan, how to get up and started, as opposed to, an existing small business, how to grow your business, how to improve your profitability. So when you come to our Entrepreneurship Center, I'm going to walk you through how you get your business started. I'm going to walk you through exactly how you write a business plan. I'm going to show you existing resources that are out there. And, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and get a draft started of your business plan and then come back, because the next step is for me to help you get some money, because most of these individuals need money to get their business started, either get a building or get a place to operate from, or get a food truck if you're a caterer. You need money, but I'm not going to put you in front of one of my micro lending partners, right? I have many banking partners, but I'm not going to put you in front of them unless your business plan, cuts my water test. So you have to come to me and make sure that I bless this business plan, and I make sure that you can explain to the lender how much you want and what that money is going to be for.
Man, that's tight.
So that's an example of some of the types of services that we provide. We'll do anything. I also provide services around. I get a lot of restaurateurs and retail businesses out here in Las Vegas, as you can imagine. But if you want to open a restaurant, please understand all the dynamics of owning a restaurant business, right? Understand your food costs, understand your overhead costs, right? Understand plate costs, right? Are you know, for $6.99, right, for a chicken dinner, are you making money on that? You need to understand that, and if you don't, then I'm not going to put you in front of somebody who's going to give you $100,000 for a space. You need to understand those things. So it really is around training and education, and that's what we do at the Las Vegas Urban League Entrepreneurship Center and many of our other programs as well.
Well, let's take it to another level. To see how well you do it, I just unmuted Hank. Okay, you can introduce Brother Hank. And we can find out.
I will introduce Hank. And Mark, I apologize. You know I like to talk a lot, so I apologize.
No, but that's why I wanted to hear, because people need to hear that we're passionate about what we do.
Yes,
we're
absolutely.
Not just doing this, and you definitely let them know. So you got Hank on the line now. So why don't you introduce Hank?
I'm going to introduce a gentleman. His name is Henry, quote unquote, Hank Houston, and he's the head of Boneyard Barbecue Catering. And so Hank came to me literally about a year and a half ago. He attended one of our Small Business Appreciation Day sessions, and he's been coming consistently. We do training workshops every Wednesday night, and we do them on the weekends as well. And so Hank has been coming and getting continuous education on everything from understanding financials for your business to, small business marketing and advertising. Hank is he does barbecue, and one thing that Hank is adamant about, he's a restaurateur. Right, he's worked in restaurants, but Hank will only do barbecue. And that's one of the great things about Henry is that he understands that he's not going to be a person that tries to satisfy everyone with everything. He does barbecue, and so Boneyard Barbecue is a fantastic entity. He's my client. I love him to death, and he's on the line now. So, Henry, please feel free to jump in.
All right. Well, first of all, I would like to thank both of you for having me. That's a great thing. And just to go back a little bit on what the two of you were talking about, as far as the education is concerned, just let me tell you, when I walked in, I actually had a dream, and it started in like 1998. And I started out, and I was, thought I was doing something. I was barbecuing, and I was selling dinners down on the dock at the Excalibur Hotel, and I was doing all right for myself. But every penny I made, I spent. No idea what to do with your money when you get it, right?
Right.
So I put it on hold for a little bit, and happened to go into the one of the meetings that they were holding, one of the seminars they were holding, dealt with Dino, and ever since things have changed. And things have changed because now I look at cost analysis. I look at target market. I look at what does it cost for me to do this and how much are you paying me for my time to do it. Because before, if you wanted a rib dinner, it cost you $6, $7, $8. Well, that's how much it costs me to put it together. That's not counting my time. That's not counting the fuel to cook it. You know what I mean? That's not counting anything. So where's my profit? So no wonder I had no money in my pocket when I started in '98. So with that being said, the entrepreneurship, if I can, the Entrepreneurship Center under the leadership of Dino Browne is a great entity to have available to us here in the Las Vegas area. I have been attending, like he said, probably for about a year and a half. Got some information, and he was not joking about that business plan. Let me just tell you that.
Gotcha.
If you don't get that business plan right, you will get it back more. Which is a good thing. Because, like he said, it doesn't make sense to go in front of any of the micro lenders or the banks or wherever you're going to try to get some capital and not know what you're talking about or have it down pat. And they need to look at it and know exactly what they want also. And then the thing about the barbecue, only doing barbecue is how we stay in business, because I cannot and will not attempt to satisfy everybody's palate. That's not my thing. My thing is barbecue. If you want a hamburger, you got to go to McDonald's. If you want fish, you got to go to Long John Silver. But if you want barbecue, you come to Boneyard. That's what that's about right there.
Wow. I tell you what, man, hey, when you said you started this in 1998, okay? So what was the aha moment that made you feel you could take your grill, fire up, cook some meat, and start selling it to people? What made you think you could do that?
Because I tasted somebody else's. and not to downplay on anybody, because I think anybody is capable of doing whatever they want to do. But, if it's a passion that you have and it's something that you love to do, then that's going to make it that much better right there. It's a passion that I have. I love to do it. My wife would tell you my backyard looks like a used car lot with all the grills that I have. Because every time I turn around, if I can see something, hey, I need that. She's like, you don't need another one. Yes, I do. I need it all. And anytime, and I continue, the thing about the education, and even in barbecue or whatever portion of the restaurant it would be that you were working in, you continue to learn. So I'm still continuing to learn to make my barbecue better. So as I continue to get the education and read the books and do the studies and experiment with different recipes and things, it just continues to get better.
Now, Hank, I might have to have you do this. My dad is a barbecue connoisseur. We travel all over the world. Everywhere we go, he got to try it. You may have to send me a bone or two so I can get it to my dad.
You know what? We can make it happen.
All right. So, Dino, a question for you.
Excellent.
Hank,
yes, sir.
Hank comes to the workshop. So what was your impression when he came in? We meet all these entrepreneurs that say, I really want it. To describe your interaction with Hank as he came into you looking for assistance to grow his business.
It's very simple, Mark. Hank is one of the individuals that had skin in the game, number one. Number two, he continued to come back to different training workshops that he was not familiar with, content that he was not okay with, but he kept coming back. I mentioned to you earlier that I started 55 new businesses in the last 2 years, 50 of which are still in business. Well, those 5 that aren't in business didn't come back to get more education. So the great thing about Henry is that he understood what he knew and what he did well, and he understood what he did not know and did not do well. And so that is the core difference. And so when he didn't understand something, he would, after a session, after a workshop, he'd call me, hey, you know what, I really get this. Can we sit down and talk about financials? Can we talk about overhead burden? Can we talk about labor burden? Can we talk about the things I need to build into my plate cost? Right? He was driven to understand the real economics behind running a business, whereas many other people, they get scared of that and they run away.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Now, Hank, let me ask you this question. Prior to starting to get that education, were you always the type of person that tell me more, or was this something, once you realized this is what you wanted to do, you figured you had to develop the real skill set to make it happen? So this is your characteristic about?
I have to be honest with you. I was one of those type of people that thought they knew everything.
Okay.
So when you think you know everything and you think you can do it on your own, like I said, and that's the way it started when I first started out doing it. I know how to do this. It's real easy. You just make food and you sell it. Well, guess what?
Okay.
It's not that simple. So after that, then when I had that moment and said, okay, this is what I really want to do, and in order to do it, I have to have the education to do it the correct way. I will not open doors. I will not move forward until I know exactly how it needs to be done. And that's what I did. Dino and I worked together for almost a year before anything took off. The only thing that I got into a couple of barbecue competitions and left it at that. Other than that, it was about a year before we had any type of, anything open to the public or any sampling or any catering that I did. It was about a year before that even came up. So, and I was at that point. It's just the point. I have to know more. I can't do it. I can't step into this thing without all the knowledge that's available. That is free to you if you go. All you have to do is go. It's free. Why aren't you there? So we run into people. We run into people all the time saying they want to open a business, they want to do this, and I'm like, well, I know where you can go get some free education. and I give them the information and never see them. So,
right.
You have those that say they want to, and you have those that want to.
Let me ask you another question, Hank.
Yes,
You
sir.
mentioned earlier about, every time you want to buy a new grill or something, your wife is like, "What's going on?" How important
Right.
is that support from your significant other in this journey you've been taking?
Oh, let me tell you, there's no way I could be where I am without her support.
For sure.
I have her. I've been married to her for 33 years. I have 2 daughters, and they're supportive. I'm very, very active in the church. The church is supportive. The community, my next door neighbors, as the gentleman was talking about, know your neighbors. My neighbors know when I'm outside cooking. They don't even bother me anymore. Or they come over and say, "Hey, is something on fire?" at 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm smoking brisket, and it's like, no, I'm just cooking, and they're like, "Oh, okay." But by the same token, when you're done, you take care of your neighbors. You take them a plate. You say thanks for putting up with all the smoke coming in your backyard.
All right. So everybody eats good around you then.
Oh yeah,
Church
a little bit.
Everybody's good. Man, I tell you what, the passion that both of you have is just really what made this. When I talked about having Dino on, I knew he was going to be bringing it. But after listening to you, it's just exciting. It kind of renews my whole energy sometimes of really wanting to get out here and help people change their lives.
Sure.
And if we say it, we can change their lives one plate at a time. Okay.
Absolutely.
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 So I know, we're going to start wrapping the show up here, but I want to get from both of you before I do the things that you think are the most important aspects about getting out here and being entrepreneurs that are going to resonate with the people out here that are, we got it 23 days into the year. Everybody talks about, I want to change my life. I want to do something new. What do they need to do in order to get out here and make it happen? How do they get out of their own way? So what you guys bring?
If you don't mind, Dino, can I go first?
Of course.
All right. Here's my thought, and I'm telling you this from a entrepreneur attitude. It's you want to change your life, so you said that. And I say it's just like the Nike sign, just do it. There's plenty of stuff out there for you to do. There's education out there for you. The Entrepreneurship Center here in Las Vegas is there for you. If you're in Atlanta, the Entrepreneurship Center is there for you in Atlanta. Take advantage of these things. One of the things that minorities do not do is take advantage of all the resources that are available for them. And that's one of the things that if I may say, kind of holds us back because we don't take advantage of those resources. The resources are there. Let's take advantage of it. And if not ever before, after this first 23 days of 17, you need to take advantage of it.
You got that right. So before you go, Hank, man, and for those people that are in Las Vegas and pass through Las Vegas, how do they get some of their barbecue you've been hooking up there? Where do they go to get it? They got a website, street address? Can I order it online? How do I get some of this? All right.
Look, my phone number is 702-771-8042. I have a Facebook page, Boneyard Barbecue and Catering. On the Facebook page, there is a link to my website, which is boneyardbarbecueandcatering.weebly.com. You can go there. You can check out some of the past dishes that I've made, some of the past catering events that I've done, even some of the contests that I've been in. And from there, phone call. I'm only a phone call away. Phone call away.
Now, I'm in Atlanta, but my father's in Michigan, so that number. So if you get a call from a 269 number, okay, that's gonna be my daddy calling.
That's Parham.
Checked out.
Okay.
Right.
Look, we'll put it on some dry ice and ship it right out.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, Hank.
Mark, the only thing that I would add, Mark, is that to new entrepreneurs who are looking to get out, like Hank said, just do it. But most importantly, get help. If you're good at there's no one that's good at operations, administration, marketing, and financials all at the same time. So what you're not good at, get help, right? And there are lots of free resources, and just continue to persevere. That's the only thing that I would add.
All right, man. Well, you continue to persevere. I got to make my way out to Vegas, man. So now I got another reason.
Come on, man. We waiting for you.
All right, man. I'm gonna get out.
Look,
there.
we're gonna have a small business appreciation extravaganza, and I want you to come and speak at it. Quite frankly.
All right.
So
all right, man.
I didn't tell you about that before. So now you know.
All right, man. So now I'm excited. So we'll get back, man.
Okay,
Thanks for coming
cool.
out tonight, man. Thanks for your passion. Thanks for doing all that you do to change lives, man. I really appreciate you, my brother.
Man, I appreciate you more, man. You're one of my mentors, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you so
all
much,
right, man.
for everything
all right,
you
take
do.
It easy. All right, man.
All right, man.
Thanks a lot. Well, you've heard it here tonight. You heard quite a bit. I've tried my best to bring people on that you can hear the passion that they have about trying to help you change your life. Because that's what we're really trying to take our time to do. You know, we talked about credit. We talked about watermelon water, you know, something to revitalize you, which I will be getting a keg of as soon as I get my hands on it. But we talked about small business news and what we're doing, how we're using technology. But you got to stick with all this if you want to be successful. And that's what my mission here at Cap Builder Talk is, to make sure that you get what it is you need to make changes in your life, to live the life that you really want to live. So it's been another great episode. I look forward to our next encounter. And until then, you be strong.
Thank you for joining us this evening on the Cap Builder Talk radio show with your host, Mark E. Parham. It is our mission to provide you with the information you need to make educated decisions that will help you walk in your purpose. We are here every Monday evening starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To be a guest or for more information, go to capbuildertalk.com. Please post comments on facebook.com/capbuildertalk. We hope you enjoy the show.